Hello, everyone. Oh, whoops, I should move into the broadcaster channel, shouldn't I? Hello, everyone, and welcome to FRL Season 3, coming to you from the Baku Street Circuit in the capital of Azerbaijan. We've got a nice full-looking grid here. We've got both Brax Brothers, we've got Kenya LaFleur and Flex, we've got Taylor Funk, Red Baron, RFX Rafa, Get Dunk, Balzac, Brother John, Dubman himself, Sheer Insanity, El Sucio Dan stepping up to be a full-time racer with Ferrari, and then T Goldie, Nameless Nate, Prestige, and Camborn for 17 taking part. Oh dear, that looks like an end plate. That is indeed an end plate.
Chaos.
Hey, how's it going, Red Baron?
Yeah.
Are you going to be racing today, or are you going to be co-casting?
No, I'm gonna race, but it's dry for the race, dry for the quali, and we got about 4% chance of rain in the quali and 3% chance in the race.
I see, so we're looking pretty slim then.
Yeah, it should be a dry race.
All right, well, thanks for the info, Weatherman Red Baron.
See ya.
Catch you soon. So you got a couple of drivers making the way around right now. I imagine we're likely to have a return to the pits here, since that's a damaged front wing that you definitely don't want to be setting a hot lap on. So instead, we're on board with RFX Rafa, who will be sitting the first hot lap. Oh, Prestige stays out of the way. Power delivery down. And Rafa pushing along the first of these straights in the long 90-degree section at the start of this course. Around the corner, nice and tight, not taking too tight a line and getting upset. Late braking, carries as much speed as he can around as we're getting in towards the start of Sector 2. Further late braking as we head towards the Flame Towers. And here we go as we come around to the edge of the castle section, as tight as he dares go. And here we go. Ooh, that was close. This is car okay. I'm not 100% certain, but it looks like he's going to be continuing alright. The power goes down and we've got several flat corners. Very tight, and then the absolute moment of truth. Late braking, as much as he dares take, very, very close to the wall, and Rafa makes his way further down. Comes around, brakes just before the 50-meter board, cuts it tight, carries his speed through, and now accelerating, and this is all about power delivery all the way to the finish now. How fast, how smooth a line can he take? No lifting whatsoever as he makes his way around to conclude his very first lap, and this is going to be the pace upon which all other drivers are going to be measured as RFX Rafa takes his Mercedes around for the completion of a lap of Baku. And it's a 139.706. El Sucio Dan comes through with a 141. And Luke qualifying on mediums with a 141.3, which is looking pretty nice. And we've now got a small handful of times here as Ian Brax comes through with a 142.394. brothers John and Balzac coming through here, and Balzac gets a nice tow into third place with a 141.021. Alright. We've got Dubman himself, after having fixed that little wing damage, is out and going to see if he can set a first lap time in this Aston Martin, where he's going to be sitting in for Rowercopter, who is under the weather today. And that's a disallowed lap, so Dubman's going to have to lift out of that. El Susioden, is he going to set another lap? It looks like he may well do so. Oh, what's that? It looks like Ian Brax is out. He's lost it in Sector 3. No, I saw a little bit of concern there. I hope Nameless State didn't get held up by the McLaren duo at all. Let's see if Dan's going to get a little bit of a view of the car on the way here. No, it's just been cleared. But this is the spot where Ian Brax ended his qualifying prematurely. So as we now have 11 drivers who have set a lap. We've got, that is going to be Red Baron coming through. Pardon me, Dubman coming through to start his hot lap. Can El Susioden improve from 5th? Nope, there will be no improvements on that time. Dubman following through right behind RFX Rafa. Rafa dutifully gets out of the way, and Dubman makes his way through. So we've also lost sheer insanity. So that's 3 drivers who are already out of qualifying. Baku quick to take some names. And those names are Ian, Sheer, and Prestige. So Nameless Nate, gonna see if he can get into the top 10 on these mediums. Of course, not much point qualifying outside of the top 10 on mediums. So if he can't get there, it might be wise for him to switch over to the softs. There we go. Power delivery, and here we go. This is the moment where you want to be completely trimmed out, have as low possible wing rake, and just make your way through. Let's see what the time's going to be for Nameless Nate as we come across the line, and Nameless Nate up into 4th place with a 1 minute 40.94. That's a fine lap for him. Dubman now, working to get a time on the board. He's been out for a couple of laps, but the first lap was ruined because of some front wing damage. The second was quickly disallowed due to a corner cut or a track limit excess. Oh, that's what happened. So reporting from Sheer Insanity, rubbed the wall parallel to it and got terminal damage. Well, that's going to be tough. Sheer Insanity has previously been a very good qualifier, and he's finally been able to get some of the race gremlins out of the way with some very, very nice results recently. Oh, looks like Dubman is backing out of this lap. So we're going to definitely see a bit of a charge from the back because we know that Sheer has pace and he's going to be starting no better than 16th position. So on board with Rafa, currently the fastest by 9/10 over Camborne, who is also on an outlap. Daredevil into this castle section, just carrying as much speed, getting very, very close to the walls. It takes some real guts to pull off stuff like that, but that's what you need to do if you want to put yourself on pole position here in Baku. I always sort of think of the Baku welcomes us all, it goes hand in hand with Bienvenue au Québec. Welcome to Quebec, whack! Baku's walls welcomed us all, whack! It's a rough circuit. And big respect to everyone who's set these times through here. Alright, here we go. RFX Rafa making his way around. Will he be able to push up any further? And he does! He goes to a 139 knot. That's pretty much a 139 flat that he has set. Again, keeping himself a second clear of Flex. Flex is hoping to do something here, of course, in a very, very solid position in this championship. So at the moment, to fill you in on the Drivers' Championship, after Monaco, Flex is leading with a very impressive 103 points, ahead of Kenny Lafleur at 75, Luke Brax at 54, and Camborne at 51, and Prestige at 47 points. Alright, so here we go. Kenny going to set a lap. Kenny, of course, infamous for starting from the back and then charging through. I think he gets his kicks from doing something like that, but if he wants to challenge in the championship, especially with Flex constantly putting himself right towards the very front of things here, Kenny is going to want to get a nice qualifying result in here. And right now he's going for the alternate strategy, seeing if he can get those mediums through into the top 10 so that he can start on the medium tires. Luke Brax, starting a hot lap of his own. We'll cut to him a little bit later. So right now, we've got a very impressive record that Flex actually has 4 wins in a row, and in fact, 3 wins in fastest laps in a row. So after scoring no points in Australia, he has been on an absolutely undefeatable tear. So the question is, who in this league is going to be able to take down Flex? We've talked about, flexing on the competition, but he absolutely is. The only other driver to have managed to get a win is Kenny Lafleur, who is currently second place in the championship. So is Kenny going to be the guy who's going to be able to bring the fight to Flex? Is it going to be Luke Brax? Is it going to be Cam? We know that Ian has also shown some speed. Going into the preseason, we were thinking that the Alpines might be the biggest threats to everyone here. But so far, they haven't really been able to deliver on that. Alright, Kenny Lafleur puts himself P8 on medium tires with a 140.9. That's 1.9 seconds off of pole, but only 1 second off of second place. Oh, and he's just bumped down because I believe... Who's that who just came through here? Oh, let's see. So again, we've lost Ian Brax, Sheer Insanity, and Prestige. The qualifying positions are currently Rafa, Flex, El Sucio Dan, Taylor Funk, Camborne, Luke Brax, Dubman himself, Nameless Nate, Kenny Lafleur, Balzac, Red Baron, and T Goldie 44. Alright, Red Baron getting ready to see if he can push himself up into the top 10. He is racing on the soft, so he is just going to do everything that he can to deliver. We're going to ride on board with Red Baron, but perhaps we're going to cut to him a little bit later in the lap, because I wanted to have a little bit of look and see what is going on with Luke Brax here. Alright, he has finished his lap. That was the one that put him into second. Okay, actually, let's just cut back there for a moment. Balzac, also on an installation lap. Oh, has Red Baron pulled out? Hang on. Who have we lost here? Well, T. Goldie is simply missing in the pits for the moment. Taylor Funk coming in. Alright, well, it's a struggle to see exactly where we can go here. Yeah, T. Goldie, I'm trying to figure out, I was showing you as, red flag there for a moment. I'd be happy to hear from you what exactly is going on. It looks like they're pulling your car. No, that's Taylor's car getting pulled in. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's going on with you, T. Goldie. Do you need an invite? Alright, Dubman getting ready. Or is he? Camborn picking up just a little bit of a draft here, as Cam is going to see what he can do. T. Goldie just in the pits. Alright. And Luke Brax is retired from qualifying as well, so he's not going to be able to put any more challenge on RFX Rafa. But is Flex going to be able to get ahead of him? Well, why don't we ride on board? Oh, we just lost Brojo. What happened? Let's see. Oh, looks like he might have just retired out from the pit lane. Alright, so Flex making his way around. Gonna see what he can do through Sector 2 here, making his way through the end of the castle section. Here we go. The most tricky corner in this whole circuit. If he comes through, what's his time looking like as he comes through here? Ooh, very wide, very deep. He's gonna, oh, and he retires from the session. That's going to be all we see from Flex, so Flex is not going to be starting any higher than that. El Sucio Dan now, starting a hot lap. Alright, so we've got quite a few drivers who are going to be going no further right now. We're approaching the very end of qualifying now. RFX Rafa is looking unassailable in pole position. Could Rafa become just the third racer of the season to take a win? Meanwhile, El Sucio Dan might be trying to make a shot for pole position here. He's looking strong so far, but he's got 3 slower cars up ahead. Hopefully they'll be able to get out of the way, but we are coming up into the tricky castle section. Here we go. Late braking as a sudden left turn takes us around. Oh, was there a bit of contact? It looks like things are still okay. And El Sucio puts down the power. A couple of yellow flags flapping as these cars are coming up at a very awkward moment in the lap. Hopefully they don't get in the way. Here we go. Getting the power through. Kenny LaFleur considerately getting out of the way. Alright, power delivery now from El Sucio Dan. Let's see what he can do with this, which is going to be the final hot lap of anyone who is out right now. As a matter of fact, RFX Rafa also sitting the lap. Let's see if he can go any faster. Can he break 139? I don't think he's going to, so let's go back. Oh my goodness, 138.855. El Sucio Dan, though, pushes himself up into second with a 139.5. So that's a 7/10 lead for RFX Rafa, who is looking dominant here in qualifying. Flex all the way down in 4th position. No pole award for him today. But it all comes down to the race. We don't give out any points for our qualifying positions. So our results, we've got RFX Rafa, El Suciodan, Luke Brax, Flex, Camborn, Balzac, Taylor Funk, Kenny LaFleur, Debman himself, and Nameless Nate forming the top 10. Outside of the top 10, oh, and of that group I should say, Kenny LaFleur, Nameless Nate, both going to be starting from mediums in 8th and 10th position respectively. Red Baron as the first with free choice in 11th, followed by T Goldie, Ian Brax, and Brother John. And then behind Brother John we have Get Dunked, Sheer Insanity, who had that incident early on before he could set a time, and Prestige, who also has no time set. Alright, we're making our way now to the race itself. Qualifying is done, grid positions are decided, now it's time to think strategy. We could see some conservative one-stop strategies here, but I imagine we might be seeing a couple of two-stops as well. If anyone wants to throw in any predictions that they have for the results of this race, then feel free to do so in the race chat. Come to Formula Racing League _ on Twitch. You can also have a look at how the season's been going thus far at FRL.app. Oh, looks like someone's hit go to track early, so we're going to be getting straight into things here. And again, there's no formation lap here, so we're just going straight to the action. Alright, here we go. 5 lights, the pause, and they're off. RFX Rafa starting from pole, El Suciodan, Luke Brax, and Flex following. RFX Rafa has been overtaken right at the start, and El Suciodan makes his way through. And we follow. It looks like we're clean. There's no disasters right at the start here. And El Suciodan continues to lead. RFX Rafa is knocked down to second, Luke Brax third. Flex continues to be in 4th position. We're getting a lot of activity as Nameless Nate has dropped down to the back. Let's see what happened there. Oh, that's a spin out, and it looks like his front wing is completely gone. He's going to have to do a multiple point turn here as he just Austin powers his way around. It's a painful moment to be there, but Nameless Nate, maybe he's going to be able to get a safety car, get pulled back into this, and we'll see what he can do. Meanwhile, Get Dunked is following here. I see Brother John ghosted over on the side. Has anything happened to the McLaren? El Suciodan continues to lead, but RFX Rafa is right in behind him. Coming in through the castle section now, making their way up. It's a tight little corner as they make their way in around this ancient fortification. And El Suciodan putting a little bit of a gap here, showing some nice race pace as 1 second gap is formed to Rafa, 1 second back to Luke Brax. Another yellow flag has come out. What's this? Is this Brother John having a moment? Possibly so. So Nameless Nate, a ways back, he's going to have a long, painful crawl back in. Meanwhile, in the middle, things are still tight. Yet another... Oh goodness, is that Nameless Nate having a moment in the... Yes. Oh, all the cars just going by in the background there. He's going to have to recover here, and it looks like El Suciodan has in fact already pulled himself 1.5 seconds clear of the pole sitter RFX Rafa. Getting some predicted pit stop strategies here. Soft to medium, medium, maybe even soft, medium, hard. I wouldn't expect to see much more than soft, medium, medium, and some people might even be running medium hard here. A little bit of battling in the mid positions here, as we've got some jockeying, some jostling. T Goldie into the pits, Brother John into the pits. All the drivers have taken a little bit more excitement than they wanted in the first lap, are going to be doing something right now, seeing what they can do to get themselves back into this race. Balzac in 7th position, right behind Taylor Funk. And by the way, if I'm to make my my predictions, I'm going to say Rafa, Flex, Dan. Ooh, and that's a moment and a half. Is there any damage on the McLaren there? It looks like he's intact, but there's a small gap that's forming here. Meanwhile, Kenny LaFleur just loses 2 positions to Sheer Insanity and Prestige. But but he's following in very close, coming in late. Oh, there's a little bit of contact with Prestige, and there's an Alpine sideways. Luke Brax on the side. And Prestige is, I'm not sure if there's a bit of contact there. I looked away, but yes, his front wing has some damage here. And Kenny is up to P11. After losing, oh, Brother John is our first DNF of the race. Virtual safety car is deployed. Virtual safety car is deployed. Let's see if any of these cars are going to go into the pit lane. I don't see why any of them would want to. At this point, the only time you're going to want to do that is perhaps... Oh yeah, here we go. We do have one going in. Let's see. That is going to be Sheer Insanity and Prestige, who are both making their way in. New front wing. We're still under VSC conditions. And that's going to be a relief to be able to serve the entirety of that penalty under VSC. And this is also not going to be too much of a relief for Nameless Nate. Not going to be able to allow him to catch up with everyone. Meanwhile, Camborne is leading a chasing group here, led by Flex, then Taylor Funk, Balzac, Dubman himself, Ian Brax, Red Baron, and Kenny LaFleur. VSC is still active. So this isn't going to allow anyone to catch up just yet, so we've basically got 3 different major groups and then a few stragglers who've fallen behind due to early pit stops. DRS is enabled as the virtual safety car comes to an end, and it looks like we are through and we are clear. Balzac continuing his pursuit of Taylor Funk. So much speed being carried through this section. But just behind, Ian Brax is right on the back of Dubman himself. The DRS is active, and he goes on the inside, side by side, and through. We go back to Dubman, who watches, and it's the fait accompli as Ian Brax makes his way up into 7th place. And just ahead, we can see that Balzac has done the exact same thing to Taylor Funk. And now this little group is going to be having a right juicy battle. So thus far, despite a fairly fraught first lap, there's only one retirement, and that is going to be Brother John. Meanwhile, this little group is chasing and fighting right through the middle as things begin to open up. El Suciodan is continuing to lead RFX Rafa. And why don't we take a moment to have a look at them? Rafa right behind Dan, and we know how much pace Rafa has. This is going to be a game of patience. A game of how much pace can I put down without taking too much risk. But of course, you know, you gotta risk it for the biscuit, especially here in Azerbaijan. Oh goodness, Dubman himself goes into the wall. And, oh, that's, you know what, this is a moment where it might even be worth resetting and taking that 10-second penalty. He gets himself out of the way, and he's able to straighten up. But just ahead, Taylor Funk has also had an incident. And, let's see, is that front wing still there? Oh no, the front wing is completely gone on Taylor Funk's car, and that Williams is going to be making its way back to the pits. Just ahead, Red Baron has been overtaken by Kenny LaFleur, if I'm not mistaken. And let's take a moment to look at what has gone on here. Oh dear, Camborne into the wall! This is a full safety car. And you know what? That is exactly what Nameless Nate needed. Let's see if that vehicle is still there. There it is. Oh goodness! Not 100% certain if that had been ghosted there. But yes, Camborne, who's definitely one of the championship protagonists here, or at least a potential championship runner-up, is out of Baku. So let's see if we're going to get any action here. Dubman himself making his way into the pits. So too is Red Baron, and this could be a little bit of awkwardness because these are teammates, not regular teammates, of course. But he's going to have to wait, and this is going to be very, very costly for Dubman himself. He's not going to be happy at all about that as he waits, and finally is able to do his pit stop. That's painful. Sheer Insanity, meanwhile, making his way out. Dubman still motionless, finally repaired after an agonizingly long pit stop. Meanwhile, Nameless Nate is going to be able to get back. He was just barely on the lead lap, and now he is able to recover here. He's going to be able to get back. They're waved through as the other cars pass the safety car, because right now it's all about El Sucio Dan, RFX Rafa, Flex, and the others making their way back. So you can see that a very, very large lead was formed by Dan and Rafa, but that lead is gone. This is a full reset of the grid. Everyone is going to be pushed back, all nice and close together. So let's talk strategy. El Sucio Dan and RFX Rafa are the only drivers who stayed out on their soft tires. Are they going to perhaps go for a pit stop here? It'll be an interesting moment to see what they decide to do. There we go, and they're both in. And this creates a critical moment. Where is Flex going to come out? He's 20 seconds behind, and I think by being able to do his pit stop earlier, he may be able to leapfrog these two. And this could just be an amazing way for Flex to get himself back into the race. They're coming out. Flex is making his way along, and no, they are going to be able to hold their advantage. He can see Rafa leaving the pit lanes, but that's all it is. And Balzac, meanwhile, looking very nice with medium tires, and now everyone has got some fresh rubber to work with. The only driver on the softs is the classic Kenny LaFleur. Is going to be running the counter strategy to everyone else here, as he will have the fastest tires of anyone for this early middle section of this Baku Grand Prix in FRL Season 3. So looking further down, we are followed by Red Baron and Luke Brax, T Goldie and Get Dunked. Small gap back to Taylor Funk, Sheer Insanity, Dubman himself, and Nameless Nate is able to come back with these hard tires. He's going to be doing a long run, and we know that Nate has pace. So he could definitely do something good with these, and this is exactly what he needed to be able to get back. It looks like we might have one further lap since he's a little ways back, and it's going to be a bit before he can catch up with the train, but we can see that the train has now been collected. El Sucio Dan leads ahead of RFX Rafa, Flex, Balzac, Ian Brax, Prestige. Kenny LaFleur is the next to try and catch up. He's just still a small gap behind as he weaves his way through the castle section. On the old town of Baku, on the shores of the Caspian Sea, in the Caucasian country of Azerbaijan. Oh, that's a penalty for Balzac for ignoring a yellow flag. I wonder what happened there. Kenny, having almost caught up, has made his way onto the back. And Red Baron right behind him. And this whole train right behind these group, as we have a lovely helicopter shot, is going to be gathering at the back of the safety car, and we're going to have one more lap under safety car conditions, which will allow Nameless Nate to get right back in touch with this group. And here you have the impressive architecture of Baku. So we're followed by Luke Brax, Taylor Funk, Sheer Insanity, Get Dunked, Dubman himself, T Goldie in 14th, and Nameless Nate, who is now the last of the chasers. He's going to be catching up in Sector 2 of this coming lap, and then we are going to be racing green once again. 15 cars remain, 20 laps to go in the city of Baku around this ever-entertaining street circuit. Oh dear, that's a collision between Prestige and Kenny LaFleur. And Prestige being in the lead, I can definitely imagine that being protested. We had a lot of discussing exactly what happens with these unearned penalties, but I can't really see what Prestige would have done, as that's Kenny following behind. Alright, Nameless Nate, now only 12 seconds behind T Goldie, and he's going to catch up just in the castle section here, as I was guessing, just into Sector 2, which we have entered at this very moment. And he can see cars in the distance, and that's going to be a welcome sight for Nameless Nate, who is actually back in this fight after almost being a full lap down early on in the race, after having to tiptoe around with a broken front wing. Now he's getting some heat into those hard tires, and let's cut back to El Sucio Dan, who is going to be leading this. The safety car will be in this lap, and Dan will be leading Rafa, Flex, Balzac, Ian Brax, Prestige, Kenny LaFleur, Red Baron, Luke Brax, Taylor Funk, Sheeran Sanity, Get Dunked, Dubman, T Goldie, and Nameless. What has happened? Prestige has just crashed out of the race under the safety car. Oh dear, that is no good for Prestige, who's been doing so well. 2 podiums this year. But he's not going to be continuing with that, unfortunately, as he drops out of the race with that collision. And I suppose that resolves any sort of questions about what we do with a 5-second time penalty for unearned collision. But my sympathies, and it looks like the safety car will indeed be in this lap. Here we go. Goodness. More and more activity under the safety car here. El Sucio Dan taking it away. Everyone else gathering up close behind. That's some Ian Brax there. Really tight on the inside here, right behind Balzac. Balzac goes a little bit wide. Flex has a bit of a moment behind Rafa, but El Sucio Dan has successfully taken things away. Balzac falls back into 5th position. Red Baron coming in right behind him. Sheeran Sanity having a little bit of charge behind Taylor Funk. And behind, Kenny LaFleur making his way up on the inside. We want to keep an eye on Kenny here, because Kenny in that Red Bull is going to have amazing pace here as he dodges it on the inside. He makes his way through. Dubman can only look and wish that he had tires that were, for this brief moment, as fast as Kenny LaFleur. He brakes late, but Kenny is able to take the faster line and get through. Everyone else is clear. T Goldie, 3 seconds behind, followed immediately by Get Dunked and Nameless Nate, who is now following through on these 5-lap-old hard tires. El Sucio Dan leads with a 1.2 gap ahead of RFX Rafa. Flex is right in the grill of RFX Rafa. He wants to get past. He wants to get an unprecedented 5th win in a row, which has not happened, if I'm not mistaken, in all of FRL's history. Balzac is following in behind him, and that's a front wing. That is a front wing, and whose front wing is it? That is the front wing of Ian Brax. What a disaster. And Sheeran Sanity has a collision with T Goldie. With Taylor Funk, I should say.
What's up, Chaos?
Hey, how's it going?
Prestige here. Hey, what happened on your screen to me? What did you see?
Well, I saw that you crashed out under the safety car, and I also saw that you had the situation happen where you were ahead and got a 5-second penalty from a collision under the safety car with Kenny LaFleur.
Yeah, he wrecked into me twice from behind.
Yeah, I was just discussing, actually. Oh, goodness. Looks like there's another safety car out already. And who is this? Who is out? Oh, dear! Sheeran Sanity runs into the back. Oh, and there's penalties all over the place. Collisions. Yeah. Sheeran Sanity's out of the race, and goodness. Well, you picked quite a moment to pop into the casting booth, Prestige.
Yeah, I figured I'd come help you broadcast and just see what's going on.
Goodness.
It's carnage.
It is carnage. It is absolute carnage, Prestige. My sympathies for what happened there. Yeah, it may be the desync problems that we've been having here, but goodness, penalties just being thrown out left and right.
Nate said he's seeing desync like all over the place.
Oh, I'm certainly observing a lot of desync happening. My guess would be that Kenny didn't crash into you on his screen, but on your screen he did crash into you.
Right.
Just like what happened with Sheer and Bravo last week in Monaco, which
I was
we had
curious
to call it racing.
If you're having the desync issue, or if it's like
we're
getting to the point where I think everybody's getting it.
Yes, we certainly are, and there's a lot of issues going on with Codemaster's netcode at this moment.
Yeah, this is rough.
It's a rough old time.
But I'm here to join, so I'll help you out.
Absolutely. Well, this last safety car allowed Nameless Nate, who had that first lap incident, to catch all the way back up, and then everyone got gathered, and then we had incident after incident after incident because El Sucio Dan waited so very long to start that, which is his prerogative, but you always have to be careful lest you get a big restart imbroglio, as can tend to happen. Kenny LaFleur is showing to currently be under AI control. Which I'm not entirely sure if that is the case or not. So let's go through the order then. El Suciodan leads from Rafa and Flex, as has been throughout. T. Goldie finds himself up in 4th position, which is very nice for the Haas driver, leading Kenny LaFleur, who is apparently under AI control and thus is falling far, far back on T. Goldie for whatever reason. Taylor Funk is in 7th, and then Get Dunked, Red Baron, and Balzac make up the top 10. Luke Brax is in 11th, followed by Dubman himself and Nameless Nate. So, Baku is welcoming us all. So, Prestige, then, what seemed to happen in the in that corner right at the exit to the castle? So, from your perspective, you just got rear-ended into the wall?
Yeah, so actually it happened twice.
Yes,
So,
there were 2 incidents. The second was your retirement.
no, there were actually 3 incidents.
Oh, dear.
So all 3 times Kenny ran into the back of me. And actually that's why I hit so early, is because I had gotten wing damage.
Yeah.
Because I got bumped into the back of the wall, or into the wall basically. And then it happened again under safety car, in which I got the 5-second penalty, but no.
Yeah, as it's been happening a lot lately, a lot of times the leading car who gets hit under safety car gets a penalty, while the person who actually did the collision gets nothing. It's a real netcode issue. We're getting more drivers appearing to be AI controlled right now. Red Baron is currently showing as AI controlled to me, and I think the same is still true of Kenny LaFleur. Yes.
I will read off what the discussion in Discord is right now, because everybody's
Yes, certainly.
in Discord.
Yeah, I'll keep the broadcast going so I don't alt-tab this out.
Yeah. So Red Baron says, yeah, real bad desync. Sheer says this is a waste of time if everyone is driving a different race.
Yeah.
And Kenny responded and said, Prestige, I swear I didn't. And I believe him.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Like, we know that Kenny is a skilled and considerate driver. Like,
Kenny
I don't
and
think
I
either
have
you
talked-
nor I think that he ran into you on his screen.
Yeah, we have talked offline. I know that he didn't do it on purpose. My frustration is with the game right now.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Like, the netcode of the Formula One game right now is just atrocious. Like, this is a game that's trying to get itself taken seriously as an esport who cannot even handle 20-player multiplayer.
Yeah,
And that's pretty bad.
Discussing with my Twitch chat the entire race, basically just saying this game is broken, this game is broken, this game is broken.
It's really quite dire. Like it's been impacting FRL. It's been impacting AAFR as well. They canceled their race last week, and we're not entirely sure. I think they might be running this week, but under these conditions, this is just it's abominable, really.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to race.
Yeah,
actually, I would say it is impossible to race.
Yeah, and it's certainly not going to be producing very fair results. But I suppose for the moment, we carry on as best we can because
I would
LCC
say we carry on and we can discuss afterwards how we want to handle it.
Absolutely, yeah, we're doing everything that we can to reduce things. As the safety car restart happens, El Suciodan takes his way out. RFX Rafa is following in second, followed by Flex T Goldie. We've got some change of positions further back. As Red Baron has made his way up, Get Dunked is losing a couple of positions. Is there any damage on that Ferrari? Looks like he's intact, but Get Dunked is knocked down to 13th position as Nameless Nate, Balzac, and Dubman himself make their way through. Ooh, tight fighting here. Flex is all over the back of RFX Rafa right now, Prestige. You know he wants it. He wants that 5th win in a row.
Sorry, I was typing away in Discord for everybody to know.
Of course.
Just carry on, do the best you can, and we will see what happens. So yeah.
Yeah. So it's an exciting fight for the lead that is unfortunately being overshadowed a little bit by these code issues from quote unquote.
Flex is all over the back of Rafa right now.
He certainly is. Yeah, Rafa he was very fast in qualifying, but in race base, Dan and Flex have been looking very just deadly fast. Here we go. A move up on the inside. Flex is using all of his deploy. Rafa is stuck on the outside, and I don't think he can do anything, not with those hard tires. And Flex is able to push his way through. Well, not really push. That was a nice clean pass into second place. Kenny LaFleur and Brax.
Yeah, Ian Brax, I was just about to say, in the slipstream of Kenny.
But Kenny, it seems, has a lot of deployment available, and Kenny and Ian are both drivers on the side. Oh, Dubman is through on Luke Brax for 9th position. And meanwhile, Nameless Nate, who's gone onto the soft tires, is now beginning to push his way up after being, again, a lap down 2 laps into the race. Finds himself charging his way up. Oh, Kenny LaFleur is through on T. Goldie. Is doing the first backstretch here. Ooh, that's a moment for T. Goldie, and maybe Ian Brax is going to be able to capitalize off of this. No, it doesn't look like it, but T. Goldie, again, running the hard tires, and running 9-lap-old hard tires that he put on quite early in this race. He's going to be very, very vulnerable to everyone else. Oh, that's yellow flag in Sector 2. And I think that's from Luke Brax. Luke Brax has lost his front wing, and that's going to allow Get Dunked to get through. I think Luke Brax is just going to have to get out of the way here, because Get Dunked is not going to know how bad things are. He might be guessing, though, seeing how slowly he had to take this, and there we go. Luke Brax does the right thing. Very considerate of him as he gets out of the way, and Get Dunked is able to push his way up into 12th place. 4 drivers now out of this race. Yourself, Sheer, Cam, and Brother John. So the fight right now, Rafa, who had shown all that qualifying pace, does not appear to have the same race pace, especially because he is on hards compared to everyone else. It will allow him to run long, but right now he is just getting eaten alive as Kenny LaFleur comes charging down this front straight.
And the 2 Aston Martins are side by side going down the front straight as well. Dubman and Red Baron.
There we go. And Red Baron able to hold his position, but he's a little bit wide.
Yep.
And Nameless Nate getting a real nice view here, and I can only imagine how good it feels when you feel that your race has completely fallen away, and the safety car too, and everything is fixed.
Yeah, I might hop in and out of broadcasting here just to check on him and see how he's
absolutely. Oh, that's very, very tight there for Ian Brax. As he's side by side with T. Goldie.
Oh my gosh.
Right ahead of T. Funk.
2 by 2 by 2.
There we go, Noah's Ark. Here we go, Ian Brax a little bit deep into the corner, T. Goldie following extremely close, and they're just gathering up, and oh goodness, T. Goldie has a moment of traction lost, and Red Baron is now chasing down.
Oh, and Nate's gonna send it.
Nate with a charge up the inside, that he has to cut the corner. Oh no! Oh, Nameless Nate!
Hit the back
overly ambitious. Oh, and now he's cut sideways here. Oh dear, just...
Oh no.
That's
Nate.
one of the moments where you think, just reset, take the 10-second penalty. And, oh, well, there we go. Once again, Nameless Nate is going to be hoping for another safety car here as he is dropped down into 12th position. But let's go back to this fight, which was interrupted just a little bit, but we've still got an exciting battle from 5th all the way back to 9th.
Yeah, 5 through 9 is basically just a train right now.
Absolutely.
We're seeing a lot of single file, but a lot of double file as well through some of the turns.
Fastest lap for Flex, as he is now reeling in El Sucio Dan. Taylor Funk right behind T. Goldie, but I don't think he's quite got it. T. Goldie trying to make a move. Ian Brax tight on the inside. Oh, very, very late. Taylor Funk goes deep. And oh, goodness, there goes Ian Brax, who is totally out. Is his front wing gone? Is it still there? I can't quite see it, but Balzac is now able to get through.
I see a front wing, but I think I see damage.
Absolutely, and Ian Brax having moments here. Is he punctured, perhaps? No, it doesn't look like it. Meanwhile, Taylor Funk is through on T. Goldie, and now Taylor is going to be the driver who's going to see if he can break out of this midfield scrum and start charging up towards the leaders. As with those hard tires, T. Goldie is absolutely a cork in a bottle right now.
Nameless State into the pit.
Yep, And he's going to put on some mediums, which he can... I think he could take those for 12 laps.
Yes, sir. Yes, he absolutely can. Yep.
Yep, and get dunked, chasing down Ian Brax, both of them on very similar tires right now. While Red Baron is chasing down T Goldie, and I think that's where I'd like to be right now. Red Baron making his way around the far end of the castle section, coming into this, the trickiest corner. This is the corner that defines Baku for me. It's just such a brave corner. There is no space whatsoever on the outside. Red Baron has a nice exit, and T Goldie is going to find himself in some serious trouble as he has a hungry Aston Martin with none other than the Red Baron in the cockpit.
Yeah, and here comes the DRS just to cap off this move.
And there's absolutely no deployment available for T Goldie. Oh, Ian Brax has just retired from the session. Has he just... Well, let's go mode with Dubman and see if we can see. But it looks like he's gone up in the exact same spot that he crashed out in qualifying.
Safety car. This is going to help Nate out.
Yes. Well, not just Nate. It's also going to help Luke Brax immensely. Alright, well, let's see if Dubman's going to be able to do anything. There's no reason for Dubman to pit, of course. He's on fresh mediums. So it looks like the only person to pit is going to be Get Dunked, who's going to put on a new set of mediums and take them out. So here we go, the third, well, actually fourth, if we include virtuals, safety car of this race, and I'm not entirely surprised. This is Baku. There are a lot of walls. They're very punishing, but there's now only 12 drivers left. And if there's anything that's defined this season, we've had high attrition.
Very high.
Yeah, sheer insanity coming into the chat.
How T Goldie gets off the line here. 12-lap-old hards. Oh no, and Red Baron.
Oh, Red Baron!
Put it into the wall.
Oh
right
no! Balzac
no.
slows down and allows Red Baron to continue. Yeah, sheer insanity, pointing out all the AI cars are typing in Discord. Yeah, it's very rough right now. This is not a good state for the game to be in. And you know, we're here to bring you racing. We're not sponsored by anyone, so we're pretty free to call out Codemasters when this is absolutely not up to snuff. They have done much better than this in the past, and this is not it. It's just, you know, very poor showing from a company that is making a multiplayer online competitive game. You can't have this sort of thing happening.
Yeah, if there was ever a time where everybody needs to be recording their POV, now is the time for it. Just so
Absolutely
we can go back and look at all the data and figure out what is going on.
Well, at this point, we're going to have to do a little bit of a, you know, watch everyone's individually and see if anyone behaves badly on their own streams, which makes it a bit of a challenge because literally the only way we can find out if anyone has broken a rule is by seeing if they broke a rule in their own perspective.
You're right.
Because otherwise, we have to, you know, give a serious smack on the wrist to Kenny LaFleur for, you know, bashing you into a wall 3 times. So, El Sucio Dan critically pitted out of the lead and is now in 3rd place, but he is going to be the one driver who has reasonably fresh mediums. Flex is going to need to pit. He's not going to want to be on 20-lap-old mediums at the end of this race. He might be just waiting for another safety car, but that's almost certainly going to let El Sucio Dan through.
Can I cut in? It says that he's on 10-lap-old mediums. Oh, you're saying by the end of the race, 20. Yes.
That is correct, yes. They will be 20 at the end of the lap, at the end of the race. And I see that a silent Rower-copter has entered into the room. Prestige and I have been busy bashing Codemasters. Also doing a little bit of commentary. How's it going, Rara?
You know, it's going okay. I saw all the messages.
Yeah. Well, the game is almost as sickly as you are right now.
It's unfortunate. I was coming in to see how bad it was, and I see all the DNFs, so that's fucking...
Well, a few of those definitely seem to be genuine crashes, but a few were Prestige getting repeatedly assaulted by the ghost of Kenny LaFleur. It's basically Christmas Carol button race cars.
Red Baron is currently typing, but also racing. How the fuck is that?
That has also been happening with Kenny LaFleur.
We're under a safety car, so I think he's AI right now under safety car.
But to be fair, he's also been AI'd during green flag conditions several times. We're going to get one more lap of safety car, by the way, as Get Dunk, Red Baron, Luke Brax, and Nameless Nate make their way back up to the main train here.
Is this race looking bad enough that we would invalidate the results?
I don't think so. I think that does require conversation, but my gut feeling is I think we just try to race it out as best as we can. It really is unfortunate. It's sort of, one of those act of God things for the drivers such as Sheer Insanity and Prestige who've absolutely been just, wedgied by this game's netcode today.
Yeah, Roro, I got hit by Kenny from behind 3 times, and I know Kenny, and he's not doing that on purpose. And
he told me he was going to do it at the beginning of the race, so I don't know. I'm going to watch that guy.
He's just twirling his mustache.
Gave me a 5-second penalty for him hitting me. And then the next thing I know, he hit me and put me right in the wall. And just kept going.
Yeah, and that's just the desync where the car is further ahead, or you're being shown as further behind than you actually are.
Yeah. Or maybe he's not even on your, you're not on his screen at all or whatever.
Right. As has happened.
Yep. So I think the same thing happened to Sheer Insanity. I wasn't on board with him when he DNFs, but he mentioned it in chat. But...
It's almost enough to make you wonder if we should just roll back to F1 2020 for a little bit.
Oh gosh.
I mean, I say that as not in any official sense, but as a legitimate suggestion. If its netcode isn't completely buggered up right now, that may be the move.
They're gonna have to figure it out soon, because don't they have a ton of events coming up?
Yeah,
yes, they do.
F1
but
Esports is about to start.
Yeah. Although they do run those on LAN, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, probably. So they'll sit there and show it off on LAN and say everything is fine. Meanwhile, the community suffers.
Code misters, please.
Well, I wonder, I know that the F1 Esports guys have been running on a completely different build that they're going to release in October. So I wonder if, that's the Holy Grail patch
Maybe.
or something. I don't know.
I mean, I'm very familiar with that. Everything will be fixed in the next patch, Church.
I mean, yeah, I don't have any grand illusions there, but certainly there could be some big fixes.
Safety car restart's coming up right now.
Yep.
Flex is leading. Taylor, Funk, El Susi, Dan, T. Goldie, Balzac, Rafa, Kenny, Dubman, Get Dunked, Red Baron, Luke Brax, with Nameless Nate taking up the rear.
Lana warming up the tires, and there goes Flex.
T. Goldie very, very close on El Susi then, but he's not going to be able to make an overtake with those 15-lap-old hard tires. Oh, a little bit of a flick of desync there. And that's a yellow as Luke Brax, just a rough day continues as he spins out in the first corner. Let's see if he has any damage. Looks like he's intact, so he'll be able to carry on and catch up with Nameless Nate.
Susio trying to move on the inside on Taylor, but can't get it done, backs out.
Taylor Funk
is pretty fast, eh?
Taylor
right into the
Funk
wall.
Into the wall. Yep.
Oh, goodness! There we go. That's El Susiodan just forcing his way through, and there's nothing that can be done to answer that as El Susiodan uses his tire advantage to force his way into second position. T. Goldie, again, he's really going to be gambling on another safety car to get off of these hards, since they're going to be very, very worn if he's trying to take this to the end. We've got a pile up further back. Nameless Nate is out. Is this going to be that safety car that I was talking about?
Alfa Romeo will be filing protests.
Against Codemasters?
Yeah.
I think we have a league-wide FRL.
Authority.
We, the undersigned.
He died in Castle, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my goodness.
Well, El Susiodan. Oh my goodness, he's got such a run on Flex right now. He is coming up with a massive delta in speed. He's going a full 10 kilometers an hour faster on Flex. He is deploying. He goes to the outside, and Flex is pitting. Flex is taking this moment to pit, and El Susiodan is now going to be on a massive charge Flex, I think, gambling on another safety car to let him catch back up, because otherwise I do not see him catching LCC then. Taylor Funk now running in second place as Red Baron, and everyone is now ahead of Flex, and Flex is all the way down to last place from pitting so soon after the end of the safety car.
It'll be really interesting to see how quickly Rafa can get past T Goldie here.
I think it's going to be right here. Nope. You know what? Being wise. Rafa, 2 races ago in Spain, had some very, very heated battles. He's racing a lot cooler headed today.
Rafa needs to clear T Goldie as quick as he can because he's got Kenny LaFleur coming right up the back.
Here we go. This might be his opportunity. A little bit of a poor launch, and now he's going to get through. Let's see what Kenny can do next. Kenny, a classic attacker from behind. That's what he does time and time again. You rarely see Kenny managing a race from the front. He is always crawling his way back up from the very back. T Goldie kicking out a little bit, and he's just not going to fight this. He knows that there's no chance, and he allows Kenny to take the pass, doesn't defend it too hard because that's not his strategy right now. T Goldie is on for a very, very nice result so long as he doesn't get caught up fighting one of these faster cars. The problem is, on 16 lap old hards, everyone is a faster car right now, so he has to pick his moment sometime. Dubman very close to Balzac. This is going to be it. He's deploying, Balzac also deploying. Let's look at the speed difference. Balzac going 317, 5 kilometers an hour faster for Dubman. DRS is enabled, and Dubman is going to blast through as they go side by side. And that is all she wrote for Balzac. He's going to try holding it around the outside, but this really isn't that much of a battle of the line unless he can get a better launch. He does it! Oh goodness.
Oh,
no. That's a moment as he is bold. And goodness, that allows Red Baron to suddenly charge up the middle. Red Baron.
Wow.
That's a classic move right there. What a move by Red Baron. We've got an exciting fight on our hands here, boys.
Dubman and Red have been running very neck and neck with each other all race. And Nameless Nate talking in chat, I won't be racing until D-Sync is fixed. Oh, well, Codemasters.
I cannot blame anyone who says that right now. It's very rough. So, honestly, the camera we want right now is the rear wing camera of Red Baron, because he's just got Dubman, Balzac, and Luke Brax all over the back, although Balzac's falling back just a little bit now on those 10 level hards. Oh, that's a little bit of wall contact from Red Baron.
Taylor Funk going wide, but he's not really making that big of a dent in the gap between him and Kenny. It's kind of interesting, actually. Kenny has much newer mediums, and I would think would be attacking like crazy here, but...
Dubman's about to take Red Baron. As the 2 Aston Martins once again. Railroad, gotta be careful, or else your replacement's gonna be permanent.
Yeah, Dubman having a really good race.
There we go, and Dub takes 6th place from his teammate Red Baron. Red Baron just took advantage of the fight earlier. And now the Dub is in 6th place.
So Kenny is starting to come back at Taylor now.
Certainly, and you know, we're figuring out where exactly everyone fits, since, you know, we're always trying to size everyone up, trying to figure out where do they fit into the hierarchy here. So it's always interesting when you got some people in unexpected positions or people who you don't entirely know how to place yet.
Yeah, so the top runner for me right now that's way out of position has to be Flex.
Oh, absolutely, Flex.
He has made up and is back on this pack of, you know, these gaps that we're seeing all the way from 3rd down to 4 is basically 1 second, 2 second, 1 second, 2 second, you know, half a second. And he is coming up to this train of cars and can slowly start to pick these guys off.
Yes, and his pit strategy just did not work out well at all. Pitting right after the safety car with everyone's gaps suddenly closed up, it's just not going to work out. It's, you know, it's a worst case scenario. But he is nonetheless going to give us a very entertaining show as he's going to try and claw his way up into the points, because if Kenny does a little bit better, we could see Flex's lead entirely evaporate this race. Since, of course, if you take a look at the championship standings, he has just about a full wins gap. Oh, we've got a bit of excitement with Get Dunked here, as this is the battle, as Flex goes from 0 points to 1 point. But, of course, the points aren't awarded until the race actually finishes. And Flex makes it through.
Luke went off in the same spot again.
Oof. And that pushes them all up yet one more position. Dubman on T Goldie. Up the inside. Very, very tight. Here they come. And he is able to secure the position. T Goldie is demoted down to 6th place. Still holding on. Just struggling so much on these 19-lap-old hard tires. They're just begging for some sort of relief as Flex now goes through on Balzac. Next up on the list as he ticks it off like someone doing some Sunday shopping. I need to pick up a little bit of Red Baron.
Yeah, and Red Baron's fighting with T Goldie, and that's going to make this trio here of Dubman, T Goldie, and Red pretty slow.
Absolutely that. How high up do you think Flex can get? If I'm going to state my prediction, I said Rafa, Flex, Dan as my prediction for the finishing results here. So Flex really needs to get a move on to make my prediction correct.
I'm going to guess he can get ahead of Dubman, but probably not.
Oh, T Goldie into the wall! Damages his front wing. Then that is going to be T Goldie. Well, you know what? 4 laps on the soft tires, but that's going to drop him down to the very back here, as that front wing damage is not going to be something he can make it to the end with. Red Baron and Flex both up a position. Balzac going to be catching up next. Kenny on Taylor. Oh, Taylor Funk's pitting. Taylor Funk is pitting.
Wow.
I am curious about that.
Ooh,
Did he have damage somehow?
Does he have damage? I don't know.
If he has damage, that makes sense. If he was disconnected and the AI was completing a strategy.
They've got a front wing out, and he's got a penalty he's serving as well on top.
Well, there you have it. So that pushes Flex up in 6th place, and he is now right on the back of Red Baron. There's absolutely no defense from the Aston Martin. You cannot hold off against the Flex, not in these tire conditions. Flex up to P5. Next up, Dubman himself. I think that's as far as he can reasonably get. But 4th position will still be a good recovery given the fact that he was in last just a few laps ago. Meanwhile, further back, Luke Brax is chasing down Get Dunked as we have battles for the lower positions. This has been such an attrition race. Just finishing, everyone but one driver is going to be able to score points tonight. So this little battle, 7th, 8th, 9th, Balzac defending against Get Dunked and Luke Brax. Luke, of course, on the fastest tires. Get Dunked on the medium tires is Balzac, who is on those hard tires, and he also has a time penalty as yet unserved. So we might have some 3 wide here, gentlemen, because we've got progressively faster cars progressively further back.
Flex is going to have a run on Dubman now.
And to say nothing of Get Dunked's charge on Balzac.
Yeah, they're almost identical, actually.
Here we go.
We're going to see the same.
Dub.
Yeah, we're going to see the same move back to back.
Here we go. Get Dunked. Balzac with a little bit of a swing there. And that's going to make Luke Brax... Ooh! That was getting a little bit close. Luke Brax really had to slam down on the brakes to avoid collision there, and that cost him a little bit of time, which is probably going to deny him the opportunity to overtake Balzac right now. Now the question, can Flex possibly chase down Kenny? Can he make up 2.5 seconds a lap? Is our question.
It's going to be tough.
It's going to be a tight run thing indeed.
I think he could probably get that delta down to about a second and a half, but probably not more than that.
And that simply will not be enough. So the question now, we've got a few things, is how far up can Luke Brax recover? Balzac has a slightly compromised exit. Is Luke Brax going to send it? He does not. And also, can T Goldie catch Taylor Funk Taylor Funk had such a strong race, was really up, looking to be one of the top 4 racers of this day. Now finding himself barely in the points at all.
Luke is going to be able to get a run on Balzac right away on that last turn, and he might use it to get up to get dunked right away. So we might see Luke take 2 cars down here pretty quick.
He could well, but keep in mind Balzac is losing time hand over fist to get dunked now. So there's not going to be any DRS for Balzac here.
Right, and that's going to basically just slingshot Luke right up to the back and get dunked.
Absolutely. You can just see how much more pace he's carrying here. Key thing, though, Luke Brax does not have a lot of ERS to spend. Neither does Balzac.
He doesn't have any. He's down to 1%. Oh, my goodness. I was wrong.
I think he might still be able to do a very late lunge here. No, he doesn't. And, oh no, Luke Brax! By the way, T. Goldie has also just been able to make a move on Taylor Funk. But Taylor Funk coming back. Is Taylor Funk going to have to do a last lap pit stop? Is he missing a wing? He is missing a wing. Pain.
Bummer. Absolutely.
And this is a huge, huge relief for Balzac, who is finding himself in a very, very compromised position with a time penalty. Now he's got 12 seconds behind him as Luke Brax is going to find his way back. Now all Balzac has to do is stay close to get dunked and prevent Luke Brax from being able to make up a huge fistful of time. This has been the longest clean running section of the whole race.
Yes, it absolutely has. And Flex has got the delta down to 2.4. I predicted 1.5. Am I going to be right?
Well, we were saying, can he close up 2.5 seconds a lap? He is doing that right now. So actually, Kenny LaFleur could just get punted off the podium by Flex here. So this is going to be a real test, because Kenny LaFleur is currently Flex's closest championship rival, so Kenny is not going to want to give this up to Flex. However, Kenny has a lot more ERS.
Yep, Flex has been burning ERS to close the delta down while he didn't have the DRS on him. And it doesn't look like he's going to get DRS at all this lap.
Oh, I think he could absolutely get DRS at the very end, but he's going to have to make the pass well before the finish line. Because, of course, there's a lot of the passing zone is actually all the way into the next lap, and we are here on the 26th lap of 26. There are going to be no more moves into turn 1 because at the conclusion of this lap, there is no more of turn 1. Just a checkered flag.
Yeah, I just don't know if by the time he gets to the detection zone for that last DRS zone, if he'll have it down to a second. I don't think he will.
Well, he's closed down another 10th. He's gone from 1.9 to 1.7. Back up to 1.8.
See T. Goldie getting past Luke Brax for 9th place.
There we go. Yeah, Luke Brax comes out of the pits. Oh wait, no, not coming out of the pits, pardon me. But yeah, T. Goldie working, doubling his points. Double your pleasure. Oh, T. Goldie, a little bit of a kick, but he holds it. Luke Brax, of course, on 8-lap-old softs. These are going to be real rough. Yeah, she incendiated calling Kenny's mediums a little better.
Oh no, calamity.
Oh dear, no. Red Baron on the last lap.
Oh my gosh, Flex lost it too.
Oh my goodness. What a twist. What a humongous twist. And that's going to drop them both down right out of... Oh dear. And that's it. There's no podium charge for Flex. It's finished.
Wow.
Well, there we have it. El Sucio Dan has won the race. RFX Rafa and Kenny LaFleur finished. And then there's a big gap back to Dubman himself.
We are not going to have 10 finishers in this race.
Well, keep in mind, there will be people still classified since they made 90%.
Correct.
So get dunked. P5. Balzac making his way through 6th position. T. Goldie is not going to be close enough to get the promotion to 6th place because Balzac is... Oh, no, he has! He has been close enough, just barely, by 1.8 seconds. Balzac has demoted 2 positions as Luke Brax takes 7th. Taylor Funk, the last finisher.
Wow.
Well, goodness, losing 2 cars on the last lap, that is a heartbreaker for Red Baron.
Disaster, absolutely disaster.
Well, that's a race right there. Well, sheer insanity. It seems that we don't get to have that answer. Well, Kenny LaFleur gets driver of the day. And here we go. On the results, here we have it. It is a Ferrari victory. El Sucio Dan. He is, keep in mind, the defending champion right now. So this is the first win for the defending champion from last season. Can he possibly put on a charge? Flex has opened up the doors, and Kenny, taking that third place, is going to be able to haul in Flex, who was on an intimidating charge that has come to a crashing, disastrous halt here on the streets of Baku. And hey, fastest lap for Taylor Funk, if you'll have a look at that. Flex and Red Baron finishing behind. So, our end results here. El Sucio Dan, Rafa LaFleur formed the podium. Dubman himself, Get Done, T Goldie, Luke Brax, Balzac, Taylor Funk, Flex. Red Baron just outside of the points with that retirement late on. Flex retired as well, but slightly later in the lap. Nameless, Nate in 12th, Ian Brax, Sheer Insanity, Prestige, Camborne, and Brother John did not finish the race. And that's it from FRL. Thank you very much for everyone who tuned in. Sorry to everyone who had to deal with an atrocious netcode today, but we will be seeing you guys around. Thanks for tuning in, and if you'd like to join in, you can come to frl.app, and you can see the results there, join our Discord, and get involved in the FRL community. This is Chaos for Bravo Copter and Prestige, signing off.